Is there any chance you would stay at home on Election Day?
No. I love American democracy too much that Biden and Trump, if it's a Biden and Trump race, then I would vote for Biden, even if he was dead.
No chance I'd stay home.
And I'm a Republican.
When you build a political party on the image of Donald Trump, it is going to be both morally bankrupt and financially bankrupt. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. That Republican voter you just heard from, who said that he would rather vote for a dead person than Donald Trump, is very similar to the thousands or tens of thousands of stories shared with us here at the MeidasTouch Network of former Republicans, actual conservatives, independents who say the Republican Party has left them. And the donations to the Republican National Committee are suffering. It doesn't surprise me because that's what the data's been showing and we've been talking about here. A new blockbuster story from the Washington Post states that donations to the GOP have dropped as worries mount about the party's finances. Donors have not cut as many large checks to the Republican National Committee in recent years, and the party's small dollar program has also suffered. So wait a minute. You're telling me that a party built on the image of someone who managed to bankrupt casinos in Atlantic City and bankrupt multiple other corporations and screw over contractors and was not able to handle finances appropriately? You're telling me that the party built on that image is having trouble with their finances? And by the way, this is not unique to the Republican National Committee at the national level. Go to the state parties. Look at Michigan. In the state of Michigan, the Republican Party has $35,000 cash on hand. $35,000. The great state of Michigan, the Republican Party's going bankrupt there. Let's look at Arizona going bankrupt there. Major, massive financial problems for the Republican Party right there. And here at the national level, Ronna McDaniel's trying to act like, well, this is perfectly normal. This is what you would expect to take place. Just the constant gaslighting from her. But right now, the RNC, as disclosed in this article, has about $9.1 million in cash on hand. Compare this to 4 years ago. The RNC had $61 million. So they went from $9 million to $61 million cash on hand. Meanwhile, the Democratic National Committee reported about $17.7 million as of October 30th. So the DNC has nearly double what the RNC has. And Ronna McDaniel says in an interview that, I just think that the donors at this point are fully committed to just their candidate, so that's why they're not actually giving money here to the RNC. But she just makes excuses for everything. Rada, if that was the case, then let's talk about the states, as I mentioned. Here, the Detroit News talks about Michigan Republican Party faces financial turmoil. Bank records show $35,000 in its bank accounts in August, according to internal records. Arizona Republican Party may be close to broke, but it also has other larger problems there. And they spent like almost all of their money spreading the big lie and in these bogus, frivolous cases challenging the 2020 elections and then defending people who engaged in aiding and abetting those who committed crimes. Let's take a look just so you see. This is Ronna McDaniel. Want to talk about excuses? You want to talk about zero accountability? You want to talk about letting Donald Trump get away with everything? Here's Ronna McDaniel asked a very basic question. Right? She's asked, what do you think about Donald Trump saying that he's going to get rid of the vermin who engage in lawful activity, who are people he agrees with? You think Ronna has anything to say about that? No. Morally and financially bankrupt. Play the clip.
Former President Trump, who is the far and away frontrunner, said in what was supposed to be a Veterans Day message, quote, in honor of our great veterans on Veterans Day, we pledge to you that we will root out the communist, Marxist, fascist, and radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country. And then he went on. I mean, vermin in a Veterans Day message.
I'm not going to talk about candidates that are in a contested primary. You can talk to him about what he's saying. You can talk to him about what he's saying. I haven't seen the whole speech, but what I will say is,
it was a post on social media.
You know, obviously we support our veterans, and we're in a primary right now, and the RNC is doing our best to make sure we're getting our candidates visibility.
You want to talk about the leadership in Arizona, which is morally and financially bankrupt right now for the Republican Party? This is Kelly Ward at a speech saying, "We're the Orange Mafia." Play the clip.
Hey, stand up if you're ultra mega! Ultra mega! Woo! Hey, I'm a proud member of the Orange Mafia!
Want to talk about Michigan? Christina Caramo, the leader of the Republican Party there, which now only has $35,000 in its bank account. Here's Christina Caramo. Play the clip.
So I was taking my walk this morning, and look what I run across. A vulture eating a possum. As soon as I saw that, you know what I thought about? Us, the American people, as the possum, and the vulture is the globalist political left. And the sad part about it is most people don't realize it because they distract you with a bunch of little stupid stuff like, look at that misogyny, look at that homophobia, look at that racism, the poor people, we're going to help you. While some people are like, oh, they're for the little guys and I'm little, so they're going to help me. It's a distraction. It is a ruse. They're trying to set up a globalist system with one economic, one religious, and one political system for us all to adhere to, and America is in the way. That is why they hate Donald Trump so much. He's getting in the way of their agenda. And they use these foolish little celebrities to sell it to you guys that, don't you care about people to stop guns? What is the Second Amendment for? You really trust governments that much to not kill us? Quit being naive. Stalin, Mao, Hitler, okay, Fidel Castro, Che Guevara. Governments have done atrocious things to their people. Are you that naive to think it can never happen here?
Did you know that poor sleep can cause weight gain, mood issues, poor mental health, and lower productivity? Sleep is the foundation of our mental and physical health and performance in our days. Having a consistent nighttime routine is non-negotiable. When I don't get enough sleep, trust me, you don't want to be around me the next day. Introducing Beam Dream. You know we've been raving about Beam's Dream Powder, their healthy hot cocoa for sleep. And today, our listeners get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder, their best-selling healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. Now available in delicious seasonal flavors like cinnamon cacao, sea salt caramel, and white chocolate peppermint. Better sleep has never tasted better. Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, melatonin, and nano CBD to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling refreshed. A recent clinical study revealed Dream helped 93% of users wake up feeling more refreshed, and 93% reported that Dream helped them get a more restful night's sleep. Just mix Beam Dream into hot water or milk, stir or froth, and enjoy before bedtime. I've personally tried Beam Dream. It certainly lived up to the hype. It was delicious and just a lovely nighttime routine. And secondly, and most importantly, it helped me fall asleep and stay asleep. Find out why Forbes and New York Times are all talking about Beam and why it's trusted by the world's top athletes and business professionals. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, take advantage of their biggest sale of the year and get up to 50% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Meidas. The discount is auto-applied at checkout, no code necessary. That's shopbeam.com/Meidas, MEIDAS, for up to 50% off. That's shopbeam.com/Meidas. And by the way, you then want to talk about the Speaker of the House of Representatives, MAGA Mike Johnson, who doesn't have a bank account, and then says the reason that he doesn't have a bank account is because he's a humble servant of limited means. It looks like he's wearing like a Rolex and gets paid over $200,000 a year, doesn't have a bank account, doesn't have a checking account or a savings account. Here, this is the leader, MAGA Mike, of the Republican Party. Play this clip.
But I have to ask you this because there's been so much made about it. Vanity Fair says this. What's up with Mike Johnson's very shady seeming financial disclosures? They say you've never reported a bank account or an asset on a financial disclosure form going back to 2016. Can you clear that up for us?
Yes, look, I'm a man of modest means, okay? I was a lawyer, but I did constitutional law, and most of my career I spent in the nonprofit sector. We have 4 kids, 5 now, that are very active, and I have kids in graduate school, law school, undergraduate. We have a lot of expenses, but I can relate to everybody else. My father was a firefighter, right? I didn't grow up with great means, but I think that helps us be a better leader because we can relate to every hardworking American family. That's who we are, and I think it governs and helps govern my decisions and how I lead.
Well, majority of Americans now say they're living paycheck to paycheck. So a lot of folks in the same boat as they try to figure out this economy. Speaker.
So it doesn't shock me where you have a party that is led at the top by Donald Trump, who's declared bankruptcy multiple times, financial chicanery. We're very familiar with that you're going to have the RNC not being able to function, like just do the basics of what they're supposed to do, raise money. And then you're seeing that in the various states. And then you go to, okay, well, who's running who's their leader in the House of Representatives? The Speaker of the House doesn't have a checking or savings account. And by the way, these are the people who then want to, what I call MAGA-splain to us, MAGA-splain to you about what it means. This is how you need to handle your finances. Let me explain to you. It's called MAGA-splaining. It's like a form of mansplaining, MAGA-splaining, where they're like, here's how we should be spending. Y'all created $8 trillion in debt. $8 trillion, printed more money than any administration before when Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans were in office. You don't believe me? Okay, well, I'll show you. This is Ron DeSantis saying it, okay? Let me show you Ron DeSantis saying that the debt, $8 trillion debt caused by Donald Trump. Play the clip.
And you know who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you to defend his record where they added $7.8 trillion to the debt. That set the stage for the inflation that we have now.
Well, there you have it, folks. The RNC suffering financially. And look, Democrats just competent, getting the work done, raising the money, doing the basics. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch and have a great day.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.